Hello everyone, it's Friday night. Here we go. Cookie says hi because he started talking as soon as I start, he starts. And that's just how it goes. How are we all? Have you had a great week? I hope so. I'm feeling not sad because I made a decision and I made the right decision for me, but I've been watching photos of all my friends over in Las Vegas at the moment for a Stampin' Up thing over there that I elected not to go to this time. So I'm feeling a little bit sad because I'm not there, but I'm really loving seeing all their beautiful faces come up and enjoying that. So that's kind of where I'm at tonight. I've just been looking through some photos of the girls. How are we? Hi, Deb. Nice to see you. Hey, Cherie. Hello, Margaret. Oh, you watched the video hop. Did you like the card? So this is the card I made on the video hop. I fashioned it after, oh, I don't know if I've still got the other card out. I might have put the other card away. It was a card I received on the last incentive trip from someone in the US, I think from the US, called Amy Rich. And she made this really fun, simple, fun fold card. And when we were told that fun folds was our theme for the for the video hop this month, I thought, oh, I should see what we got in our swaps. And I had a look at hers and went, that card is perfect. I'm going to recreate it and use metric measurements. I still have to put up the imperial measurements on my blog. That'll happen a little bit later tonight, I hope. But, oh, good, you liked it too. Both Margaret said they liked it, so yay. Nice to see you, Denise. Excuse me. Ellen's not with us tonight. She had a birthday party she had to go to, and Jodie's not with us tonight. The Bling Queen. She told me to make sure that we use Bling tonight, but she'll be watching on a replay. She's unable to watch us live, so she's not been well. So there we are. So this is what happens, isn't it? This time of year, it's coming to the end of winter, and I'm hoping that all of our flu season is ending. So, Jodie, if you're watching on the replay, I hope you feel better soon. It's actually a video hop, Chris, not the blog hop. It's a video hop. In fact, what I'll do is I will post in the comments. I'm going to post. Oh no, I can't do that. That's not the right comment. I'm going to post the link to the video so you can click on it if you want to. Let me just see if I can do that. Here we go. Grab this link and pop it into the comments, and you can click on it there if you want to. I'm the only one who's allowed to post links in the comments. No one else can, just me. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, Leslie. Hi, Joan. No, never too late. Never ever worry about that. Hey, Cheryl. Nice to see you. And I'm sorry to everyone whose names I've missed. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. Like I was saying, Jodie's not with us tonight, but she's around. She'll be watching the replay. Oh, that's okay. I did know what you mean. Sorry. I wasn't sure. Yeah, so my blog is actually not in a hop. It's, yeah, you're right. It's my the video. So I've just posted the YouTube link to the video in the comments, and you can click on it there if you want to. All right. So this is the card that I made. And I called it, I didn't know what, because Amy had no other details with it other than her name and her email address, I think, or her blog address. So I made mine with Countryside in papers. Okay, and you can see it's got like this flap here on the front. And then when you open it up, it's got another, let me find it straight to the camera. It's got another flap inside, and that's where you write your greeting in there. And I use I show a little trick to actually get this to be like one whole piece. Cut with the Countryside corner stars. So if you're interested in that and you'd like to see this very easy fun fold card, then head over to that link. But after this video, of course, watch this first, and then we'll move over there if that's what you'd like to do. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you. All right, so. I hope you enjoyed that. It was an easy card, and I love those papers. You just can't go wrong with all those blues. It's just so easy to work with. So that made it a very simple card for me. Right. So I've actually got a few things tonight that I've been thinking, what will we do? And I thought for tonight, I'm actually going to give you guys a choice. And so that means I have no idea what we're making because I'm going to let you oh, Cheryl, you should give it a try. The instructions are all in the video, the tutorial. So because you're in the team, and well, not just because you're in a team, anybody can go and view those tutorials. Okay, so that's cool, right? So I thought I might work with one of the online exclusive things tonight. So we can choose between, okay, tell me which one you'd rather use, the Timeless Charm set, this one here, or the So Very Merry. So which one of these two sets would you like me to use tonight? And I'm happy to use either one. I'm going to have a little play around. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do, but whoever comments first with either Timeless Charm or So Very Merry will get to pick what we're going to do. So I'm just waiting for the first comment to come through, and then we'll go from there. Ooh, which one came through first? Oh, they're all coming through at the same time. You guys are going so fast, I've got to scroll back up to see who was first. Timeless Charm. Christine was the first person to go for it tonight. Got the fast fingers tonight, Chris. And then I'm so sorry, Margaret, you were next with So Very Merry. Then Lynn said Timeless Charm. Moira said Timeless Charm. So Denise said Very Merry. So it looks like it's pretty even. Lots of people have got different ideas of what they'd like to do, but I'm sorry. Timeless Charm was first. So because of that, I'm going to pop away and we'll do So Very Merry maybe another night, maybe Sunday night. I don't know. We'll definitely do it another night because I would like to do it. Okay, so I need to think about now what I want to do with this. Let me bring in some paper. I've got some basic white here, and I'm just going to start with I'm thinking, will I start here? I think I'll start with, I haven't even decided, like I said, not even sure what I'm going to do. What did I make that? Did I say? Okay, that's 13.8, which means this needs to be 9.5. So if you're going centimeters, that means I would have a piece that would fit behind that. All right, so that's the size of my paper. All right, and I'm deciding whether, I've got a team challenge going at the moment over on my, for those of you who are in our team, it's called the Inksomniacs. And we have a team challenge at the moment, which is an inspiration challenge. So I put up a photo and people are to use that photo in any way that they like, whether they want to use the elements from the photo or the colors or something that inspired them about that photo to create a card. So I was thinking I could do that because one of the things that's in there is some dots. So let me switch over to the desk and there we go. And then let's get started. So I'm starting with a piece of basic white. And I'm just going to go further down, making sure I'm keeping. Yes, I'm so sorry, Rose. I forgot to hit the button on the other camera. So I'm so sorry. Oh, all ideas are good. I'll tell you what, if you want to go looking for ideas, go to Pinterest, put in Timeless Charm, Stampin' Up cards, and you will have so many ideas, you won't even know what to do with yourself. So no, I forgot to switch screens. So sorry. I don't know what I was thinking tonight. Anyway, I don't normally do that. So I could play with these dots and we could come up with a dotty card to go with it. But then again, I'm also kind of thinking about I kind of like working on the diagonal. So maybe I'll just work with one of the other pieces. Now this one, that one there, I haven't even put it on the block yet. I could do that. But I might start with this bigger one. I like these watercolor shapes. I think they're really nice. And I'm going to pop that on block C. And I'm deciding what colors we're going to use. I'm thinking tonight, I've been doing Purdy Peacock and Lost Lagoon a lot lately. So maybe I should pick something different. Maybe. Moody Mauve might be fun to play with. What do you think? Let's try Moody Mauve and let's see. I have no idea how that's going to go, but let's see. All right, so I'm going to start with this here. Will I go landscape or portrait? I'm answering my own questions tonight. I'm talking to myself. I'm going to go portrait. I guess I could change it to be anything I want. And if I want to make sure I get that's kind of an interesting design there, isn't it? I'm just thinking I will grab my, I don't need a mat because these are rubber stamps. So it's only, a mat would be more in use if I was using photopolymer stamps. And I'm just going to, create a kind of a background with these. So just some simple stamping at the moment. And will I do the whole thing, or will I leave the pieces at the top and the bottom? What do you think? I'm thinking maybe I'll leave the pieces. I've asked you and now I've answered my own question. Hi there, Liz. Nice to see you. Let me see. Pretty Peacock is fine. I know, right, Sean? It's my favorite too. I love it. I mean, I could do this. This is going to be a really simple card. So we could do this one. I'm thinking a Pebble Path because it's a dark-ish color. But this will be a nice combination with this. So let me put a couple of leaves and flowers and things on here. I'm thinking maybe this flower. And we've got a couple of other ones here too. I don't know whether I want to use. I'll start with this and let's see. Just for something different, I'm just playing around here. And this, I don't know about you, but when I get a new stamp set, I like to just play with it and just see what I can come up with. See what works, what doesn't. And I make some cards that I like and some cards that I don't like so much. I think that's, I don't want to get any busier than that. I feel like it would be too busy. I'm going to grab my Moody Mauve cardstock. This is such a nice color. I really, really love this color. It's probably that and Boho Blue I'm using a lot out of the new ink colors, but also Pebble Path, which is the darker ink there. I really like that one too. So they're my main favorites. The Copper Clay and the Wild Weed that are not my favorites, but I mean I use them. They're in my creations, but they're not my favorites. These ones are my favorites. So let's pop that on there. Now I feel like it's definitely going to need, so we're just doing simple stamping. We're not even grabbing out our dies or anything here. We're just going to stick that straight on to my base. And we're just going super simple. And then I'm going to do another one. Okay, so you're going to get a bonus card tonight because I'm going so easy, so quick that we don't even have to worry about it. All right. I could have done some more of this down the bottom, but I'm just going to go with those 2 rows. And I'm going to grab some more Pebble Path. I don't know if you know this, but Stampin' Up run a simple stamping challenge every month. And the idea is that you're meant to post a card that is just simple stamping, nothing else, no anything. It's actually just super, super simple. Some months they give you you're allowed to use ribbon or maybe a punch, maybe. And you know what, I could put some dots or something like that on it, but I don't even know if I want to. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And I'm going to put it together. And I guess the nice thing is when you're starting out and you're looking at all this and going, oh my goodness, you've got to have all these things. You've got to have a die cutting machine and you've got to have, punches and all sorts of other stuff. Goodness, it's, seems like such a lot of hassle. Why would I want all that? And a card like this proves that you don't have to have everything at all. I know I can't find my bone folder at this particular moment in time. Maybe I'll just set it aside because I know that it's going to show up when I'm not looking for it. What do you think? All right, so let's, you know what? There is other things you can use, not quite as effective, but close to a bone folder. I'm going to use a block and I'm going to use it to push it down, and that's going to do the job in this case. Oh, look. Now I find it. I knew it was here. I've been making cards all day and videoing because I'm getting ready for Craft Along, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is my monthly Craft Along event. I hope everyone's supply packs that was expecting supply packs arrive this week. I had one lady call me and tell me that I had she had received one, but it was somebody else's name on it, and I had totally sent it to the wrong address. So I've had a conversation with her, though. She knows it won't be arriving in time. She's going to get it next week, and she tells me she normally watches the replay anyway. She watches it live and then goes back and makes it on the replay. All right, so I'm just going to call this done. If we didn't want to add anything at all, we could say that was done, but I feel like we need some bling. What do you think? Shall we add some in color bling? I think we really should. So let's see, what have we got here? Will we go, I could go Pebble Path dots, or I could go Moody Mauve dots. I'm thinking Moody Mauve. What do you guys think? Yeah, easy is a great way to get started, and it's good to, if you know that you don't have to have everything all at once. Yep, good simple card. Yep, exactly. And I don't think bling bling, I know, but which one? Oh, a splatter of wink, says Margaret. See, we can't help ourselves. We can't just do simple cards. Cherie, that's so funny. Yeah, I know. Once we've been around for a while, we feel like we need to have everything. And believe me, I am the biggest guilty party of all, because you should see what my pre-order looks like. Okay, I have got so much stuff in a box sitting here waiting for the new catalog. So yes, I do need to do that. And when the new catalogs come out, yep, you have to have nearly everything. That's correct. But yes, we can add some Wink of Stella, maybe here in the center. That would be nice. I could add it over the whole card if I wanted to. But I do want to keep this pretty simple and then move on to another card, so we get an extra bonus card tonight. So I'm thinking, let's go, because these are the in-color dots. And there's also blue ones, but I've used all those up. Surprise, surprise. So I'm thinking tonight I'm going to go with, let me find my take your pick tool, and I'm going to use that to get these off, because it just helps to lift it up a little bit. And where shall we put, I think maybe here. I love these. I think they're so nice. There's 3 sizes. There's a small, a medium, and a large. And I really, really like them. So, yes, we always want to add more stuff, don't we? All right, so I'm going to call that done. That's just a really simple card. Super, super, super simple. Okay. All right. So for the next trick, I feel like we should get out the dies. I probably should have had those out at the start, but I didn't. So I'm just going to grab them now and go through my die collection super fast. There they are. I knew they weren't too far from the top. And let's have a little look at these. And for our next card after this one, I'm going to pull out some new stuff, and I'm going to give you a choice again. So you've got to pay careful attention. Okay, who's watching tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock? Anyone watching Craft Along tomorrow? Because that would be kind of fun. All right, so we've got some here. These are like standalone ones that don't actually match the stamps, and then you've got these ones more of a frame shape that actually do match the stamps. But these ones down the bottom here don't. They're like extras that coordinate with the other stamps. And I really like a coordinating set. You probably saw me do this one in several different colors recently, and I think that was nice. But yeah, it's a nice way of adding to a set and making it, I think, even more useful. So I might use this one again because I like this particular one so much. Let me clean it, because I'm going to use different colors this time. And let's start with a white card base. So that's always a good place to start. Doesn't have to be a white card base, but I do happen to like white for my card bases. And I like that they're nice and sturdy because it's thick, the basic white thick. So that always makes me happy. I'm just cleaning this off again because it's not clean enough. And this time I think I might go with my original choice. I'm going to bring in a couple of my favorites, which is Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. And I'm just deciding whether I'm actually going to grab a piece of just normal basic white. Now you could do this on like a deckled rectangle, or you could the deckled rectangles which we have in our annual catalogue. The new catalogue, for anyone who hasn't seen them yet, we have a new shape coming, which is the deckled circles. Did everyone see those in the new catalogue? Those of you who have your new catalogue, mine are going out in the next few days. So, all right, I'm going to cut this down a little bit because I would like it to sit. Oh, I just dropped my. Sorry, everyone. I just dropped my my trimmer. Right, so I'm having this on a white background, right? And I'm actually going to bring in my Lost Lagoon because I just love this color. Oh my goodness, such a beautiful color. All right, so how dark is that? Oh, good, it's not too dark. I want it to be light. So let's. You can see it looks quite different in this color than it looked on the Moody Mauve. The Moody Mauve is a much newer ink pad, so that did give me a bit of a different look. And I'm actually thinking, how dark is my? Yeah, that's not too dark either, which is great. This is pretty peacock. And they're going to overlap a little bit. I'm just creating a background with these. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Do we like that? The deckled circles, you've got them already, Leslie. That's cool. That's great. Oh, who's going dress shopping? Ah, Margaret, for a special occasion? Did you tell me this already? Oh, hey, Michelle. Nice to see you. Oh, that's good. Like, my process is all over the place. And sometimes I have a good idea of what I want to do. And other times, you know, I just don't. I really don't. Don't know what I'm doing. All right. So I'm going to cut a couple of these different shapes. I'm thinking the flower and these here. And maybe these guys. And I'm thinking about doing them. I was going to do them in pretty peacock. But let me see. One of my favorite new things is the shimmer paper that we have in our annual catalogue. Yeah, it's in the annual. And I'm just going to grab my shimmer paper because we have some pretty peacock shimmer. And I mean, we have beautiful colours in this shimmer paper. It's gorgeous. However, I want to show you the whole pack. If you don't have this, this is definitely something to add to your list because it is absolutely beautiful. There's the pretty peacock that you can see I've been madly cutting circles and things out of. That's what's on top there. And then the other colours in here, we've got Lost Lagoon as well. Well, this is Berry Burst. Then we have, now is that Bubble Bath or is it Fresh Freesia? Do you know? I'm not sure. Does it say on the packet? Yeah, it's Bubble Bath. So this is, I find Bubble Bath and Fresh Freesia a little bit close in colour. Then we have Lost Lagoon. And the last one down the bottom is Night of Navy. And these are all shimmery, shiny. Look how beautiful they are. Aren't they gorgeous? Love, love, love them. So these are a really, really great supply to have in your stash. All right, so I'm going to cut these out of, and I've got some spaces here that I can use for this. I'm going to cut this with my cut and emboss machine, and we're going to put this like that so that I'm using quite a, like the most of the paper that I can. Hey there, Judy. Nice to see you all the way from Canada. Which part of Canada are you in? Are you over on the western side or the eastern side, or are you whack bang in the middle? I probably have said this before, but I travelled across Canada with a girlfriend many, many years ago in 1993. And it was the most wonderful holiday. It was just fantastic, and I would go back tomorrow if I could. I've been a couple of times since, and I loved Nova Scotia and that whole area, and I loved over on the other side. I loved Vancouver Island and the Pacific Northwest. Love, love, love all of that. But I just think it's some of the most beautiful places I've ever been. I would love to live, I think, in the Pacific Northwest. I love everywhere from Vancouver down to Seattle. That whole area is just beautiful. Ah, New Brunswick. There's somewhere I haven't been, Judy. Haven't been there. We did go to Prince Edward Island and like all around Nova Scotia. And it was magical, really was. But I didn't get to Newfoundland or New Brunswick. So I'm going to pull these out now. Let me move this away. You can see how these have cut out. I'm just going to push them out with my fingers. You can pull them out kind of. You don't want to pull them out too fast because you don't want to rip them, but you can. They're fairly sturdy. I'm just going to pull this one out. All right, let's move that. All right, so I've got these out now, and I dropped my flower. You probably heard it drop. Okay, right, so let's see what we can do here. So when you look at these, some of these pieces actually push out in the middle. It's easier to see sometimes from the other side. You can see that if I push this out, and I should be doing this on a mat, but you know, I'm not. Good morning, Linda from Ontario. See all these lovely Canadian ladies. So you can see that these have got like a separate piece, but it doesn't actually pop out. It just adds a bit of dimension to these. Really, really cute. So there's that one, that one. I might have the flower in the middle, I think, because the flower's the biggest. And then we've also got this little guy. Now this one, you can pop these ones out if you choose to, okay? So I'll just pop one out so you can see what it looks like, because it's quite thin when you pop that out. See how it's very thin? So I'm just going to pop a couple of them out, but not all of them. There we go, like that. All right, so it's coming together. Once again, we're going fairly simple, but that's okay. Now, there are small enough areas around this. This one, not so much, but these ones, I could put them on dimensionals if I wanted to, because there's enough real estate, cardstock real estate there that I can put dimensionals on and get away with it. However, I'm just looking at I've got good old normal dimensionals, but I would think that minis are better for this. I've got the black ones. Let me just see if I have some white ones. I do, but it's in a box on my other table. Of course. I'm getting my exercise tonight, running around my craft room looking for things. So in my little adhesive, now they're big ones as well. No minis, doesn't matter. I can either use black or I can just use big ones, or you can always do that old thing that we've all been doing anyway, which is cutting these bits around the edges, right? Everyone knows that you don't, when you get down to the very end of your dimensionals, you don't throw them away as long as you've got bits around the edges, because you can chop those and use those too. And that makes them last even longer, like that. Everyone knows that, I'm sure. All right, so this one I'm probably going to have to glue it down, but this one I can put on dimensionals. So let's put a couple of those on, like that. And I can actually use a whole big full-size one behind that bud there, because there's plenty. And then down here, I will put a tiny, tiny bit. So I'm just going to do a tiny one. Let me see if I can do this and hide it. That's not too bad. Right, so let's put this flower on first, because it's it's the tallest of the three, and it's going to go in the middle. So let me put that. Is that about right, or I'll move it up? I actually want to move it up a little bit. About there. All right, happy with that. That looks good. And let's put a couple of minis behind this one, or our edge bits. And maybe another little bit in here. Oh, that sounds lovely, Judy. I'm jealous. Love to be going to Nova Scotia for the weekend. Sounds like magic. When we went there, I remember we ate lots and lots of lobster because we went to like what do they call it? The Legion Club, where they did like a all-you-can-eat lobster night for, it was at the time, wouldn't be now, but it was like $20 for all-you-can-eat lobster. It was absolutely delicious. Does that sound familiar? We were in a place called Bedeck, as I remember. That might ring bells. I don't know. And I'm just going to do one last little bit here. Did I leave it behind? I don't know where it went. I'm going to try again. Oh, it's stuck on my finger. Look at that. Isn't that always the way? There we go. Now let's take the backs off these. So this card's taking a bit longer because we're doing, you know, more things like die cutting, working out the layout, all that kind of stuff. If you're just simple stamping, you can just start and just stamp, and then it's done pretty fast. Right, like that. And then this one is going to go over here. Now this one kind of got to be a bit careful because it's not, there's nowhere really to put mini dimensionals or any other kind of dimensionals. So I'm just going to put a bit of Tombow down. I'm going to stick this one down. That's just going to be enough to hold it. And pop it like that. All right. Now this piece is going to go on here. And I'm thinking we could, if we wanted to, put a border around. Do we think that we need to add like a pretty peacock border? Or do we just pop it on the way it is? And it kind of looks interesting the way it is. So I don't mind it. Then also I think we need a banner. So I've got a piece of cardstock here that I cut off before. Oh, look, there you go. So I figured that would probably ring a bell. I do remember Bedeck just because of the lobsters that we ate there. A border, yes. Okay, all right. Sounds like everyone's in favor of a border. So let's grab some Pretty Peacock cardstock because it's so beautiful. I've realized I need to order some more. I'm starting to get a little bit low, and Pretty Peacock is a color I don't want to get low on because I feel like I need to have it all the time in my stash. All right, so this one we made it 9 by, what was that? 9 by 13.3, which means this one needs to be 13.8 by 9.5. So, oh, when my trimmer fell on the ground, the blade fell out. Right. Oh, found it. Oh my gosh, one of those nights. Never mind. I know part of the reason that that we're all friends is because we all relate. These things happen, right? So I'm going to go 9.5 this way, and that's going to make a tiny little border, about 0.5 centimetre around, that is going to add to that. So that's going to go on there like that. All right, so I'm just going to throw some Tombow, but you could use seal, you could use tape, you could use whatever you like at this point.
Now here's an interesting question. I'm currently standing up while I'm making this right this moment. Do you sit or do you stand when you create? Because I do both. It depends on whether I'm working over at the big table or at my desk. If I'm at my desk, I tend to, this is my desk where we are right now, I tend to sit more, but sometimes I stand. And if I want to get above a project and make sure something's lined up properly, then I definitely want to stand. All right, so we've got a piece of cardstock here. And let's have a little look at the Timeless Charm set. We have this Happy Birthday, My Dear. So it's a long, thin sentiment, which means it's going to suit a long, thin banner if we're going to do that. So I'm just thinking about what dies would work for that. We have the long, thin banner that's in our Stylish Shapes dies, and that might work. I want to see how long that is. I think it does from memory, but only just. Yeah, actually not quite. Oh, hang on, that one's the longer one. Yeah, only just. So either, if I'm going to use the one that's in there, I'm going to actually just put it on a long banner and cut a long piece, which would also work. So either that or we need to find a different shape. But I'm thinking, let's try it on just a long, thin piece of cardstock, and we're going to pop that across the bottom rather than cutting a banner. So yes, I am going to do that. So I'm going to use a block, and I'm going to grab my Timeless Charm set, and I am going to use the Happy Birthday, My Dear. I think that it's really nice. The other one that's in here is Because of You, We Made It Through. That's not the one I want to use today, but it's nice as well. Now, you've got to be careful with a long, thin stamp, and I'll show you why. See how I've picked up extra ink going around the corner here? Can you see that? All right, so I'm going to clean that and start over. It's really easy to do that when you're using a long, thin stamp in particular. Okay, you want to tap really, really gently and barely making contact. Okay, now when I turn it over, I can see there's nothing around the edges, so I'm not going to transfer that extra ink to my picture, to my paper. All right, so I want to have this down towards the bottom. I'm going to put it straight on my grid paper, and I want to have it, do I want it in the middle? No, I actually want it to one side. So let me put this down towards the bottom, hold it in place to make the ink transfer nicely, which it does. All right, and then I'm going to put this in my trimmer, and I'm going to just cut it straight across. So let's see how much do I need? That's about right. Right, so it's just now on a piece of white. I'm not sure how long I need it to be, so let's see. If I was to put this right across here, the whole thing, I just would need to cut it down just a little bit. So I'm just going to take, how much? About 1/2 centimetre off this side. So let's try 1/2 centimetre there. I love that these trimmers have both inches and centimetres close together like this. It does make it really easy if you have to do conversion. All right, so that's looking really good. Okay, that's nice. All right, so the choices are I can have it going underneath so that the branches go over the top, but I'm actually thinking not. I'm thinking I'm going to have it so that the branches are behind the stems. So I'm actually going to put this on dimensional, so I think that will be nice. And I'm going to have one here and one at the other end, and then I'm going to put a couple in the middle. Just like that. Let's pop this over and let's line this up so that it's the same on, get away you dimensional back. So it's the same on both sides, like this.
Okay, it's coming together now. And because we have the space here, we can put like some little elements here. And I'm thinking, let's have a little look in my embellishment tin. If anyone has any ideas of what would look fantastic straight up, let me know. I was looking here on my table earlier and I did have, I wonder if they're still here. No, maybe not. The tinsel gems could be good. Oh, look at these, how beautiful these are. These are new, these are upcoming. They're called Blooming Pearls. Let me show them to you. They're so lovely. Look at them. Look at these. So you've got Pretty Peacock. You've got, I think this is Bubble Bath. Not sure about this gold. And could this be Lost Lagoon? Let's see. Does it say on the back? No. How not helpful. It does not say on the back. But they're gorgeous. So those are a possibility, but they're new, so they're not actually available yet. I could use some of the brush metallics. They're nice. And then, of course, I have my gorgeous, the ones we used before, the Pretty Peacock sequins. Those would be nice too. We've got pearls. Does anyone have any thoughts on what? I'm just looking to see what everyone's saying. You sit because of your back, Brenda? Yeah, and I understand that too. Pretty Peacock sequins, says Leslie. Well, that's what we used on our last card. And no, we didn't. We didn't use those. We used the in-colored dots. Let me see if I can find my Pretty Peacock. Here they are. These are the ones. They're the ones you're thinking of, because they're fabulous and they would look really nice with this. So that would be a good choice. Thanks for that, Leslie. So we can have, there's a couple of things you could do. You could put a larger one either side of the happy birthday, or we could put 3 together here, maybe 3 small ones together on this side. Either of those options would look really good. Let me grab my scissors, or you can use your take your pick tool as well. Either of those things would be good. Ribbon also, says Sol Baker. Well, we could. Why not? Let me see what I've got. All right, I'm going to pop 1, 2. How are you, Sol Baker? I just hadn't seen you there earlier. Are you able to watch tomorrow for craft along? All right, so we've got 3 little sequins just there. That's looking rather nice, isn't it? Just move that one into a better spot. All right, happy with that. That's looking good. And if we were going to use twine or ribbon, what ribbon should we use? Oh, should we play with something new for that, do you think? Because that could be an interesting option. Let's have a quick look. Some of you might have seen we used this one a couple of weeks ago, or I showed it anyway. This is the new sheer ribbon, with the sheer white ribbon with the gorgeous silver edges. Can you see it? How beautiful is that? We could give that a whirl. But I'm wondering where I would put it, because if I use ribbon as well. 3, says Leslie. That's good, because that's what we've done. Just let me pop this into shape. And I only want a small ribbon. This ribbon ties so beautifully. It's already one of my new favorite ones. There's also some navy sparkle ribbon that's just divine. All right, so if I'm going to do this, I could put it potentially on the stem of this flower, but then it's kind of right in the middle of the card, and I'm wondering if that's going to be overwhelming or if it needs to sit somewhere else. But I can't put it here because it's going to cover up my writing. I could move my sequins and put it there, and that's actually quite nice, and then maybe have a sequin either side of the greeting. So I'd need to balance it. If I'm going to put my ribbon on, I'm going to have to change this little, I know the ribbon is stunning. Margaret said no ribbon. I think if I'm going to leave the 3 sequins here, then I don't do ribbon. If I move these and I have one at either side, then I could add a ribbon over here in this side. So they're the options. You like without ribbon? So we've got Margaret and Leslie saying no ribbon. Judy said no ribbon. Okay. We'll save this beautiful bow that I made for another creation. How about that? That's fine. We've got enough people saying no ribbon that I feel that that's okay. We don't need to have another ribbon. So there you go. There's two completely different cards made with the Timeless Charm set tonight. And what do you think? Do we like them? Do we like that? So how are we going for time? 8:18. All right. I need to be quick. So if I'm going to show you something else, I have to be very, very fast tonight. And the reason I need to be fast is because I've got to go pick up my son from work at 9 o'clock. That's when he finishes. So that means I need to be chop, chop, get it together. Now, you also, for those of you who missed the beginning of this video, after this video, you can go and check out the video hop that I did earlier tonight. It went live half an hour before this video, and it's instructions to show you how to make this cool little fun fold card. Okay, so there we go. Oh, good, excellent. I'm glad you like them. Alrighty, I like the shimmer on this pretty peacock paper. I think that's really nice. All right, let's move those out of the way. I brought a couple of things out, and I was going to give you guys a choice, but I'm not going to have time to do anything too flash tonight. So I was going to give you a choice between using the Abundant Beauty decorative masks, which are the new masks with the sunflowers and some cute backgrounds, or I could show you the autumn leaves. Whichever one I don't show you tonight. Maybe this one is better tonight given the time, and I'll do the autumn leaves on Sunday night. What do you think? Would that suit everybody for me to do that? Monique, I think I understand too. So Monique's just saying she's not German, Cherie, she's Dutch, but yes. Good morning. In whatever language we need to speak. Good morning to you, Monique. Nice to see you. All right, so that sounds good to everybody. Is that what we're going to do? So we're going to use our Abundant Beauty stencils. Who else loves a good stencil? I always get the stencils in our catalogs, and hang on, if I can work out how to open them, that'll be great. Here we go. There's some really nice stencils in here. I really, really like them. And we're going to start with just a piece of basic white, and we're going to have some fun coloring. These are lovely. Okay, so first of all, it might be handy if I had a dark color underneath to show. Let me just, so you can see, it's like a David Jones pattern. Anyone else see David Jones there? So it's like our houndstooth kind of a design, which is great for a background. There's also some snowflakes for those of you who love to do snowflake projects at Christmas time or any time, whatever time. Then we have some really fun autumn leaves. These are really nice to work with. I've seen some fun things done with those. And then we've got the flowers, the sunflowers. So these are the flowers, the sunflower centers. These are to color over those sunflower centers. Can you see they line up? There's actually a little notch here in the corner that if you line up that notch, then you've got perfect placement for your sunflowers. So that's really cool. Then there's the sunflower leaves that also goes with that notch, and you can, so it makes it super, super easy with this little notch to actually line everything up. And then you've got the sunflowers themselves. Okay, so super, super fun. So what would you like me to use? Would you like me to do the sunflowers tonight, or would you like me to do one of the other patterns? I'd be thinking either the leaves, because these to me, the houndstooth to me is more like a background design. Okay. Definitely David Jones. Absolutely. Oh, you like the sunflowers, Katrina? They're fun, aren't they? So either of these, would you like me to do the leaves, or would you like me to do, oh, people are saying other things. You want me to do the, okay, the first person, Monique said sunflowers. Okay, Monique, you're the first one I saw tonight, so it's going to be sunflowers. So let me grab my, so for this I'm going to need some just plain old white cardstock. We'll start with that. And I'm going to make this 9.5. So this is going to be kind of Actually, I don't even know if I will go this size. I may end up cutting this down, but let's see. We're going to go 13.8. Okay, I'm starting with card front, but I may cut this down. All right, so let's start with the sunflowers themselves, and I'm going to have them up towards, I'm going to have it going off the page slightly at both the top and also here at the side, just because I kind of like it slightly off. And I'm going to get myself, do we want them to be yellow? That's the question. Are we going to go with traditional sunflower colors, or are we going to go with another color? Shall we go sunflowers? The Dutch person said sunflowers, said Sean. The Dutch person? It's Monique. Oh, you didn't see the notch before, Kelly? Is that what you mean? There you go. Oh, so Kay said pink. Okay. Light pink, dark pink. I'm deciding. We could go like dark pink and go berry burst, or we could go light pink and go bubble bath. Big difference between those. Or we could even go flirty flamingo, which is more apricot-y. But that's another option as well. Melon mambo, but that's really, really like a hot pink. So we've got lots of choices when it comes to pink. Megan said pink. Kay said pink. Yep, so we're going to go pink. And we're deciding which pink. Shall we go dark or light? Pink, freesia, different color, light and dark. Okay. Well, I've got a berry burst color here. And let me just see. I think this one's been used a while ago for a different pink, so I'm going to go with a light pink one. So I'm going to go light pink petals, and then we'll see after that. So I'm just picking up lots of color here, and I'm going to hold this down, and I'm going to just go over. This is very easy and very quick, so this is a good choice for me tonight when I know I haven't got a lot of time, but it looks really, really good. So look, just lift that off. How good does that look? Isn't that nice? And then we leave that where it is, and we just keep going over. Quick and easy, but looks fantastic. We love that. Going to go a little darker. So even though it's light pink, the more layers of color you put on it, the darker it gets. So we're going to end up with kind of a medium pink in the end, I think. Let's see how that's looking. What do you think? That's nice, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? Love that. All right. So when these are in place like this, okay, if I put this underneath, this shows me where my leaves are supposed to go. So you can pop that on there. You can actually see through them. Look at this, how cool this is. You can line it back up through both layers and then take off your top one. And now the leaves are in exactly the right place to go with these sunflowers. What color shall our leaves be, guys? Shall we do, here's a color, I haven't used Old Olive for a while. Shall we use Old Olive? Because I think that might be nice. I don't think it's too dark. We can also always step up to Mossy Meadow if we want it a little bit more neutral. So let me go with a green one here. All right, so you can see how this is looking. How nice is this? And it even gives you a bit of shadow, I think, if you know, as you're working with it. So you're going to find the color builds up a little bit more in certain areas. I'm going to add a bit more green. Do you know, I've always loved Old Olive, Cherie, and then lately I've not been using it as much because I've been obsessed with Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. So I haven't been using it as much. But I also used to use it the most of all the greens, and then I fell in love with Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadows kind of became my go-to green, if you like. All right, so now we've got our leaves on. How nice is this? I love it. All right, so these little guys here, you can do both at the same time if you want to. You can do the whole lot and then come in and do a darker center. So we'll start with this like this. So if you're not sure, you can always put the notches back together, and because you can see through both, you can line this up again with your original work and then take off that top layer. I think these are really clever with that notch. Don't you think that's clever? All right. And then you'll see a little bit of the edge here. I'm thinking I'm going to go in here with, I'm thinking of lemon lolly because I really like lemon lolly. Ooh, let me see. Well, I would think of lemon lolly if my ink pad was where it should be. We could go with, oh, it was in the wrong hole. That's why it wasn't where it was supposed to be, but there it is. All right, so I'm going to go over this. I've got them lined up, and I'm just going to add some yellow to the center. Lemon lolly is kind of like a light, bright yellow. Someone commented the other day it's the same as So Saffron. I can promise you it is nothing like So Saffron at all. I promise. You might think it's another light yellow. It's in the subtles, and yes, that's where So Saffron used to be. When So Saffron first came out, I did not like it. I was so bold as to tell a very well-known Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US that I did not like it. And she sent me a card made with lemon lolly. So I'm actually going to match up this notch again. And what this is going to do when I have those two notches is now I've got the next kind of step, and I'm going to use the dark. I'm going to go Berry Burst there in the middle. Whoop. Just dropped the ink pad on myself, but that's okay. Lucky it was only bubble bath and I'm wearing black. All right, let's pop that down and let's come in here. Now, so you get a lot of ink here, but don't worry about that. These just wipe clean. You can use a baby wipe. You could even use your Stampin' Scrub if you want to, or just even a paper towel or a damp cloth. All right, so I'm getting in there with this little guy. Okay, and then I'm going to take this off, and this is how it's looking. Isn't it lovely? Don't you think that's fantastic? I think this is such a nice set and so easy to get a really great effect. All right, really like this. Okay, just for fun and because we can, I'm going to grab my Pool Putty ink. For those that know me well, Pool Putty is actually my favorite color in our entire collection, although I'm being won over lately by Pretty Peacock, but Pool Putty traditionally has been my favorite. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to come in and I just want to add a little bit of the houndstooth here in the corner. Those who voted for houndstooth before are going to get their wish after all. Right, and I'm just going to come over this corner and I'm just going to come in and add a little bit of color here in the corner. Like that. A little bit here in this corner. Like that. A little bit more down here. What do we think? Do we like this? Now, if I wanted to, I can add, oh, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to stick a little tiny bit in here in the middle as well. Like that. Did I spoil it? Do you think I spoiled it? Or do we like it? It's certainly different. I don't know whether I wanted that or not. But as you can see, this is so easy to make. I could sit down and make a whole bunch of these really quickly with or without the background. Okay, so easy to do. I've kind of faded it out here at the bottom. So I could just put a greeting there if I wanted to. Let me grab, there's a nice greeting here with the textured floral set that works really well right here in this space. And that's this, every thought of you makes me smile. So let's grab that. And I'm going to pop that on a block. Which block do I want? I want the block that this one is on right now. So I'm going to take that off and come back to that one. And I'm going to use Berry Burst. Oh, in wheat. I hadn't thought of that, Sean. You know, some people really don't like wild wheat. I've had so many people tell me they don't like that color. And yet it certainly has its place. I've been finding things I can use that it's different to any other color we have. So yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, so now I have this here, and I'm thinking I actually had done, I was going to stick it on a white card base, but I'm not. I'm going to grab myself some Pool Party cardstock. And I think it's going to look really, really nice on this, don't you? I think that's the right color for that. So let me bring in my... I love creating with sets and things like this that are easy to use but give you a really great result almost immediately. And anyone can do it. You don't need any special skills. You just need some blending brushes, some inks, and the masks, and you've got a gorgeous card. And I think it's such a nice thing to do. Now, remember I said earlier I might cut this down. Now I've got this. I don't know whether I want to cut it down a little bit here on this side, because it does take up a fair amount of my blue card. So we are heading to spring. That's true. That is true. And yes, the wheat would definitely, I think the wheat's a really great autumn color, don't you think? I think that's a really, oh, I've lost my, I've lost my bone folder again. But as you guys saw me do earlier, let's just use our block. And as soon as I do that, I will find my bone folder, because that's just how things work around here. All right, so we can pop this straight on here like this, or if we wanted to, we could cut it down and I can back it on another piece of cardstock. Would you like to see me cut this down and have a little smaller? Or do you like it just as it is? The blue base does, yeah, it brings the colors together. I agree. It looks really good. It's really fun, Rose. I don't think you'll be sad if you put it on your next order. I think you'll be really, really happy that you have it. It's just a really nice thing to have. And I'd like to play with it a lot more and try some different colors and do some fun things with the backgrounds. Which one did we not use? We didn't use... Wasn't there one we... Oh, the snowflakes. The snowflakes is the only one we didn't use. So I'm just going to stick this straight on here tonight and call it a finished card. It will, of course, need some sort of bling, because if Jody was here, she'd be shouting at me right now, straight away. So let me grab my bling box again. We could go iridescent rhinestones. That would work. Pearls would work. That's always a good option. So the iridescent pearls, they'd be nice. And we also have some silver pearls. Those would look good. There's our iridescent rhinestones. Pearls, don't cut, as is, okay? Okay, I got the message. Oh yeah, the leaves. We didn't use the leaves. You're right, Leslie. Yep, I missed that. Berry burst bling. Ooh, yep, that would work too. The berry burst bling that we have in that same sequence set that I used on the last card, those would look good. That could be a good option.
So let me just lift this up and see if I left them under there, or did I put them back in the bling box? Oh my goodness. I think I need a new organizing of my bling box. Don't you think? I think that is important. Oh, also these gold gems would be really beautiful. Gosh, too many options. I think a lot of things go with this card. I can't decide. Okay, let me see. Who said the first thing? Pearls, said Margaret, and Berry Burst Bling, said Judy. So, oh, that's funny. You were actually thinking of Jody. You see, her fame precedes her with all her love of bling. Absolutely. She'd be delighted to know that, by the way. Oh, here's another option. We've got these pool party bling. What do you think about those? Those could be good, and they'll bring out the color in here. That could be a go. I've got so many options, it's not funny. So I'm just going to pick one. Pearls, said Margaret. Berry Burst, said Judy. So that was before I saw these. But let's go with our pearls, because that's what we had first. That's what Margaret said. And I'm just going to pop a couple here, there, and everywhere. One here. One here. And maybe a little one just up here. Would that be all right? Jodie's probably watching on the replay going, no, you need to do this or that, or add those. Well, no, it's not black matte dots tonight. I know you guys have a thing about black matte dots, but definitely not with this card. Pool Party Bling, I know. Now we've seen that. The Pool Party Bling might have been really good. Oh, I'm so sorry, Margaret. I hope you won't be cross. I'm going to take off the pearls and add the Pool Party, because I just think maybe that will stand out a bit more, I think. Just going to pop these back on the... I'm changing my mind, and I'm so sorry, because I know that you were first, but I think these, oh yeah, these are the right choice. These ones are beautiful. And the little one just up here. Okay, those stand out a bit more, don't you think? Yeah, the pearls got lost. Exactly. All right, so very easy peasy card, just using the stencils. And I think this would be a really great card as well if you're a kind of a beginner crafter. This would be a really great place to start, just with some inks, cardstock, blending brushes, and stencils. That's a really great way to start. So there you go. We've made 3 cards tonight. And how did we go for time? It's 8:40, so I am going to have to finish up. But we made 3 cards. Look at that. How did we do? Totally all really different. So these two using the Timeless Charm set, and this one using just the stencils and some inks and blender pens. I know, I love black matte dots too, but not for any of these cards. Not today. You will see me use them tomorrow, though, if you're watching Craft Along. Plus, last thing before I go, I have a little sneaky thing to tell you. I am doing something very special. I did have in my newsletter that I've actually attempted to get out on about 4 days this week, but I'm having problems with it. I had said in my newsletter that I'd be announcing this live tonight and over the weekend. I'm having a BOGO sale for my Australian customers. So if you're in Australia and you would like to be part of my buy one, get one free sale this week, what that is going to be, it's going to be later, it'll be next week, and I'll have up on my blog and also on my private VIP page all the details about how it's going to work and when and all that sort of thing. It's basically going to be all my retired stuff I'm offering free with an order of the same value. So, for example, if you found on my stash $100 worth of products that you would like, retired products that you'd like to purchase, you would then go to my online store, place a $100 order,
let me know which items you want. I'd reserve them for you. But then you go along and place an order for the same value, $100, and then I would mail you the retired stock completely free, and you'd also get the order that you've ordered online. So that's how it's going to work, basically. I'll have more details up over the next couple of days. If you're not in my VIP group, I'm going to put on the screen right now the Facebook page name. It's called Linda Dolke's Private Stampin' VIP Group. You do have to be in Australia to take part, because I can only accept orders from Australian citizens. So that's why this group is set up specifically for people in Australia. But I will also have some details on my blog as well. But right now, the most of the stuff is going to be taking part, and all the pictures of all the stock that's available are also going to be in the VIP group. So I hope that's useful information for someone. If anyone is interested in that, you certainly can head over there and check it out. I haven't put anything in the group about it yet. This is the first time I'm announcing it publicly. So you guys, being my loyal Friday night watchers, are the very first ones to see the information or to hear about the information. What dies were the flowers? Which these ones here? These are called Timeless Charm, Judy, and they are an online exclusive, which means they're not in a catalogue anywhere. They're only online. So you go to the online store, and to get to the online store, if you're not in Australia, you would just go to stampinup.com.au. If you're in Australia, what you would do is you would actually go to my blog at this address, lhiggins.blogspot.com, and click the Shop Now button. But if you're overseas, unfortunately, that won't work for you. You have to be in Australia to be able to shop and to access the Shop Now button. So that's the reason why. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to me for 1 second. Let's see here. To say my goodbyes, I'll take my banner down so it's not hiding my face. I hope you had fun playing crafting with me tonight. I think this is a lot of fun, and I hope that you enjoyed them. I like all the cards. Which one did you like best? Did you like this one, or did you like this one? Which one do you think was your favorite tonight? I'd love to know. If you're in the VIP group, head over there, and I'll have more stuff in there. I did have a fun conversation in there that I started earlier today about which is your favorite retired set. Mine was a set years ago called Baroque Motifs, and I think I used it to death. It was the first set I think I truly fell in love with, unless you count Lovely as a Tree, which I still have. I haven't been able to get rid of it. I've still got it sitting in its old clamshell box here, so I've had it for years. Okay, so if anyone has nothing else that they want to ask, if you do have anything that you'd like to ask me, you're welcome to message me. Happy to, or if you're on my group, you're very welcome to post in the thread there. It's anyone who's a member of the group can post in there. Oh, you like the sunflowers with the pearls, Margaret? So sorry we took the pearls off, but I like. Did you think it was a good change, or do you think we should have stuck with the pearls? I do think that those pool party dots look really rather nice. In the end, I was swayed by that. See you all Sunday. Bye-bye, Monique. And yes, everyone, I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.